Your host for the Homeowner Show. The Homeowner Show, where we uncover real stories, real challenges, and real opportunities behind Ghana's property market. Today, we're diving into a topic every first-time home buyer in Ghana should understand. We're going to take a short break, and I'll be right back.
Biggest cultural explosion of the year is here. The Afro-Brazil-Ghana Festival 2025, December 12th and 13th at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Mausoleum. It's coming alive with 2 unforgettable days of culture, food, fashion, and music. Enjoy electrifying performances from Fancy Gadam, Adele, Go Get 'Em Episode, Wiyala, Amanziba, Big Twins African Music, and Dance Ensemble, Simon from Burkina Faso, and representing Brazil, Aline Crew. This historic festival is organized by Big Twins African Music and Dance Ensemble in collaboration with the Embassy of the Federated Republic of Brazil in Accra, supported by Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ghana Tourism Authority.
Are you looking for a property to buy or rent? Well, Ewells Realty and Consultancy has got you covered. At Ewells, we offer comprehensive advisory services in mortgage finance, sales, marketing, leasing, and investments. At Ewells, we are here to guide you through all your real estate needs. So please call on 050-158-0464. Or you can send an email to info@ewellsconsult.com. This Saturday, something unique is happening. It's the First Time Home Buyers in Ghana seminar, Saturday, December 13th at 9 a.m. prompt. And it's happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. So make sure you are there. And if you're interested in exhibiting, please call 050-158-0464. This Christmas, if you're planning a Christmas wedding or a birthday party or an end-of-the-year party or even a surprise party, please contact Sophie's Food Bank. She's got you covered. They cook delicious meals, and I mean delicious meals. I've tasted them and they are scrumptious. And finger foods, both local and continental. So make sure you give Sophie's Food Bank a call on 0205-793-951. And make sure you tune in every Saturday, 6 p.m. for the Homeowner Show on Metro TV. We're going to bring you exciting and educative conversations from the building and construction industry in Ghana and beyond. To sponsor or partner with the Homeowner Show, please call or text 0243-272753. Or you can always send a message to @Metro TV Ghana or @Homeowners TV GH. Please make sure you like, comment, and share our social media handles. Today, I'm so excited. I've got some incredible guests with me. Welcome to the Homeowner Show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll start with you. This is EJ Albert Allen, right?
Yes, absolutely.
He's a building inspector right here in Ghana, and he also has a school, a building
correct.
inspector school. And we have Abba Amwa. It's always wonderful to
right.
see a woman in real estate.
Yep.
She's in construction.
Yep.
And she's a valuer, a professional licensed valuer, and also she runs the Accra School of Real Estate. You're both welcome to the show.
Thank you, Hannah.
It's
Yeah.
so wonderful to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely.
So one of the key things as a first-time home buyer is you get so overwhelmed with having to know so much about purchasing a property or even renting a property.
Absolutely.
So one of the key things is to make sure you have the right team. And I think both of you are the right team for any real estate transaction. But Abba, let me start with you. Why do you think that it's important to have a valuer, and what exactly does a valuer do in a real estate transaction?
Right. So let me start by saying that valuers or valuation and estate surveyors are professionals who are trained to assess the worth of a property, what we call the market value of the property. And they bring certain things to the fore that the ordinary person will not be aware of in terms of pricing, right? So they assess the worth of a property based on methods, based on verifiable data, okay, scientific data. And so it's not just out of emotions that they call prices. They are trained to do that.
Wow. You know, I love what you said. So people shouldn't be waking up and determining what they think their home is worth.
Not at
They
all.
are methods that you use to evaluate it and to tell the true value of a property.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Now, this is what a valuer does. What does an inspector do? And why would anybody need an inspector when they're buying a home or even renting a home?
Absolutely. Very good question. I get this all the time, especially in the Ghana market. Private inspectors is something that's new in this market. And so from our perspective, we come in and we make observations on the home as far as the foundation, structural issues, plumbing, electrical, roofing. We give comprehensive, detailed reports. That way the client can be able to have it for a reference for any thing that may come up in the future, especially in this market. Not only that, we provide the client with peace of mind in knowing that, hey, this building is structurally sound, the electrical, plumbing arrangement, things like that are installed properly. So as a building inspector, we really just come in, look at everything from the grading, final scaping, to any surrounding conducive conditions that can negatively impact the property.
Yeah, so what if I, just walk into a home? Can I just not walk around and see that things are looking good? Like, why would I need to hire an inspector? What can you determine from the home that I can't by just walking around and looking
Absolutely, yes. So there's a lot of inspectors in our market currently. You'll see them advertising inspections, 200 Ghana Cedi. Hey, and so one of the things that you're going to look for with a really good building inspector is tools.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. If a building inspector doesn't have tools, you should really take caution.
You should run from them, okay.
Absolutely. So we're using devices to test the electrical outlets. We're removing the cover panel, make sure we have proper electrical arrangements. We're using moisture meters, gas sniffers. That's just a few of some of the tools that a professional certified building inspector will use during an inspection.
First-time home buyers, this is some good information. If they don't have tools, run, right? They should be certified as well.
Absolutely.
Now, there's something you touched on, Abba. You said that a valuer can give you verifiable data. Because myself, if I'm going to be looking for a property, right, I can simply go online and look at the pricing that is out there to determine whether this property is in the market range or not. So what exactly will you be doing And how do you get verifiable data? Can I not go online and do the same thing?
No, you cannot. I
Okay.
keep saying that no two properties are the same. And that is what we realize here in Ghana. Most of the time, if somebody wants to price their property, they refer to their neighbor's property. Oh, my neighbor's property is also 4 bedrooms, just like mine, and they sold it for X amount. And so that means that I'm also eligible to sell for that amount. But that is not right. We look at the size of the land. We look at the number of rooms. We look at constructional details. We look at the area. Okay, we look at all of that and a whole lot of other things that the ordinary person does not know about. So it is not enough to say that your neighbor's property is this amount, and so mine should be the same. And that is why I keep saying that we have some overpriced properties in the market because they don't hire professionals to do the job, the valuation job. Yeah.
So how long would it take, to do the valuation? Because if I want to buy a property, is the seller going to wait for you to do the valuation and then also do an inspection? I mean, how long does it take for you and how long does it take for you? Because I don't want to lose, the property on the market, especially a first-time home buyer. You're excited. You're ready to purchase the property.
So one of the red flags for any first-time home buyer is to do things in a rush. Okay, you have to take your time to make sure that the right thing is done.
Right.
So you have to give it time. And so for the valuation process, there's first an inspection, a physical inspection. And that's how to spot a fake valuer. They don't do an inspection. But every good certified valuer would have to visit the property because there you have to verify certain information like the condition, the state and condition of the building. You have to verify the land size, the room sizes. You have to take measurements, and all of that. So you need to do an inspection and then come back to the office and work on the data you gathered on the field to be able to give a valuation report. And so we say give or take 5 working days.
Okay.
But that is a window that we give, but usually it's shorter. It depends on the type of valuation, the property that we are valuing. But if it's like a regular residential property, within 5 working days, but there are bigger projects, commercial properties, some takes weeks, some take months, depending on the property that you're valuing.
Okay, so for a first-time home buyer, I think you can wait 5 days.
You should be able to, because you are committing money for a long term. I mean, buying a home is not like buying a commodity on the market.
Yeah.
A lot of thought process needs to go into it. An amount of money is going to be committed to it. That is almost irrecoverable, and so you have to make sure that the right thing is done. 5 days is a short time to do the right thing.
Awesome. And what about an inspection report? So now we're 5 days waiting. How many more days for an inspection
there you
report?
go. So typically we turn around the official report within 48 to 72 hours.
Okay. 3 to 4, 3 days, right?
Absolutely,
2 to 3, okay.
absolutely. We can do same-day reporting.
Okay.
For some of the clients that have more time-sensitive needs. But definitely we assure our clients, within 48 to 72 hours.
Okay, so now I've got the valuation report. I've got the inspection report. What's next? What can I do with these reports?
Oh, wow.
Can I negotiate the price if something is wrong in there? I mean, what's next for a first-time home buyer? What do I do with these reports? And I'm sure they're 20, 30 pages long.
Right. So once you have the valuation report, that should give you an idea of the worth of the property. That is not to say it is a price. Usually people confuse value with price. Your value, like I keep saying, is the worth of the property, but the price is the amount that the seller expects or the buyer is willing to pay for the property. And so that is why you may have a property that is valued at, say, 100,000 Ghana cedis, but because the seller is distressed, they can say, oh, even though the worth is 100,000 Ghana cedis, I I'm willing to give it away for 80,000 Ghana cedis, you know. Or on the other hand, there could be so much demand for the property,
Right.
you know, a lot of buyers who want the property, and so it could push the price up. The owner will say, well, the worth is 100,000 Ghana cedis, but I'm quoting the price at 120,000 Ghana cedis. So the worth of the value is like a guide, sort of, as to how much to price the property.
So I'm going to come to you, but with this valuation, has there been a time where, for example, the seller is quoting 100,000 Ghana cedis and the valuation comes in at 30,000 Ghana cedis?
Yeah.
Now, what happens in that situation? What would you advise a first-time home buyer, or do you not give advice, you just share the report?
Right.
So we're having a lot of run scenarios here.
Yes.
Okay, so why would you tell that?
The gap is too wide.
That's right.
So you're looking at 100,000 Ghana cedis and 30,000 Ghana cedis
Right.
as the value. So it is overpriced.
That's right.
It is overpriced. There are instances where, you know, if it falls within like a certain percentage, 15%, 5 to even 10%, you know, within that region, you know, is eligible for bargain. And so then you use the valuation report as, you know, your negotiation tool, right? But if it is too wide, then the property is overpriced.
Or in that case, maybe this is where the inspector comes in, and maybe you look at the gap and say, well, it's because your roof is 25 years old and it may cave in the next year, so maybe get the seller to fix the roof. Or so what would you do in a scenario like this? Because, you know, sometimes first-time home buyers, they love the property so much, and you know, a lot of times they are emotional buyers, and that's the reality. They're not thinking about investment.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yes,
right?
but that's the reality. So they really want this property.
Right.
So what would you suggest in this particular scenario?
Absolutely. So first, because there's many stakeholders
Right.
involved in the purchase of a property or rental. And so as a building inspector, we really don't want to give too much determination or guidance. We really just want to report the facts. You know, stick to what we see, what we observe, and then we leave it to the real estate professional that's representing the client, if they have an attorney, to then take the report, you know, look at it, you know, look at the options that's on the table and decide the best course of action, you know, for the client. I don't want to get into a position where, you know, I'm giving too much advice or insight,
Right.
and I may be stepping on the toes of other stakeholders who have more of a responsibility to the client. And so I tell my clients all the time, you know, I'm reporting the facts. Here's a repair list. Matters if the seller wants to negotiate the price or whatever the course of action is, at least you know the condition of the home, so that if there's any future upgrades, anything that does need to be taken care of, that homeowner is empowered with that knowledge.
Yeah, you touched on something. You said the repair list. So that means you are giving the seller the opportunity to fix things.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So you give them the repair list. Now the seller goes back in there, fixes it. Do you go back and re-inspect it, or do we just
Absolutely.
believe that they've done the
Yes,
work? So
no.
what happens?
Yeah, very good question. We definitely provide re-inspections for
Okay.
observations that we find in the repair list that the seller, builder, or developer has agreed to address or correct. And so we'll go back out and we only look at those items. So often by developers and builders, they're fearful that I'm going to come out on a re-inspection and find something. Now, if there's a broken window
It's obvious.
or a leak or something that's happened in lieu of the initial repair list, I definitely have to, acknowledge it. But definitely, we do the re-inspections and make sure everything is correctly done in a proper fashion.
So what would be 3 red flags? And I'll ask you the same question, Abba, as well. What would be 3 red flags from an inspection report that, just to give people a little insight, we know you're not going to give advice,
Can't give it
but
all.
just so they can have it at the back of their mind, what are 3 red flags that, you know, if they see that in the inspection report, they should think twice about that home?
Absolutely. First and foremost, any signs of active water intrusion,
Oh,
whether that's at the window openings, at the roof. Sometimes you'll see along the lower portions of the home from the interior side, damp rising. So these are things that, one, we really want to look for is water intrusion. Two is any electrical appliances, things like that, that's not functioning. Recessed lights that are not turning on when tested. These are signs to these are small indicators to maybe a bigger problem, which is the electrical application that's being done behind the electric panel.
oh,
And three, we definitely want to look at the roof quality.
okay.
We find a lot of times that once you move into the home, some developers, builders give 6 months to a year that if anything happens, they'll, repair it or address it. But we'll see here in the Ghana market between the dry season and the rainy season, it may go beyond the time of when the builder is saying they will warranty the home, that when you start to see the leaking. And so we're looking at any issues with flashing, waterproofing, seams at the metal sheet roofing that are open, just things like that. So definitely water intrusion, electrical issues, and roofing.
Right. So, you said that if an inspector doesn't come out with tools, etc., we know they may not be a valid inspector.
Absolutely.
But how can we verify? Is there a license or is there a board that we could check with? So how can we verify that you are a certified, licensed professional
That's
now?
right. So there's a governing board, INTRNACHI, that's the International Association of Home Inspectors.
Okay.
They require us to go through 32 hours of continuing education. I have to provide proof of insurance coverage.
Wow.
Absolutely. If I get out onto a site and say while I'm testing something breaks, and maybe I may not have the resources and it's my fault to cover it, we have the insurance in place to fill that gap.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Full background checks. The International Codes Council, which sets the mandate for the 2018 Ghana Building and Construction Code, they outline a residential code that was incorporated into our building code. And within that building code, you'll see the qualifications for private inspectors.
Oh.
And also in the 2022 building regulations. So within these confines, one should be able to give you the credentials to show that you're in good standing with these bodies. And lastly, being registered with REACT, the Real Estate Agency Council, where they can see that the inspectors went through the checks and balances and has gained registration to fulfill that job duty.
Wonderful. So there is a process to get licensed, and it seems
Absolutely.
very cumbersome to weed out the people who don't want to go through the studying and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Now, Abba, everybody wants to call themselves a valuer, right? So how can we determine whether this valuer is a licensed or professional valuer? I mean, talk to us a little bit about how you became a licensed valuer. How can I verify that you are?
Right. So for every valuer has a unique diploma number. First of all, you have to belong to a professional body. So in Ghana, we have the Ghana Institution of Surveyors. It's an umbrella body for valuation and estate surveyors, quantity surveyors, and land surveyors. And so to verify a true valuer, the valuer must be a member, and in good standing at that, of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors. And so having said that, it shouldn't just be just a member, because a quantity surveyor is a member, a land surveyor is a member, but you should be under the Valuation and Estate Surveying Division, VES.
Wow.
That is when you are qualified to be a valuer, valuation of properties. So that, or you must be a member of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, RICS. right? So these two international bodies, you should be a member of that. As well, if you have a valuation report that doesn't have a stamp of a valuer with their diploma, unique diploma number, that is a red flag.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you know, all this schooling, the certifications, the verifications, this sounds very expensive for a first-time home buyer. I mean, give us a range of what it would cost for an inspection or valuation, because first-time home buyers, you know, we also have to buy furniture and everything else for the home. Do you have first-time home buyer discounts, or, you know, tell us a range, because I can already see the faces behind the scenes. They're like, wow, this is high. So you know, tell us a little bit about the price.
Actually, for the pricing for our fees, right, as valuers, the Ghana Institution of Surveyors approved scale of fees is usually 0.5% of the value of the property. But to a large extent, it depends on the volume of work, how many days it took to do that. So it's not just residential. I mean, the amount of work, the time spent, and all of that. You know, it's not only residential properties that are valued. Machinery and plants are also valued. We do that. We do commercial properties. So essentially, it would depend on. There's a guide. There's a book that you know we have. But like I was saying, it is a whole. You know, you look at the total commitment of time, energy, and money for that matter, because if you're valuing assets of a company in all, let's say 10, how many regions do we have now? In all regions, 16 regions of the country, then you know there's going to be a lot involved. So all those things come to play, but essentially, like I was saying, it's 0.5% of the value of the property, as approved by GA. But valuers are nice people.
Yes,
usually
I can tell.
we don't really go strictly according to the percentage. We give room for negotiation.
That's right.
Because, you know, I think the good news is that there is some sort of standard or guideline. There's some standard of fees. So first-time home buyers, don't worry if you're wearing Calvin Klein or something like that. Doesn't mean the valuation will be a little higher. So the good news is that there is some standard. What about for inspector? Please tell me there's also some sort of guideline.
Well,
it's not based on the accent and
there
all
you
that
go.
sort of
Definitely,
thing.
you know, yeah, you know, and this is something that even I experienced in other markets, right?
Yes.
When it comes to home inspections, it's like people get the most frugal at paying for the home inspection when their home is sometimes, you know, priced in U.S. dollars, you know, $200,000-300,000 U.S. dollars, and so for the cost of the inspection and for the due diligence and the peace of mind, we're just a fraction of the cost.
Small fraction.
Small. So our inspections start out at 1,700 cedis.
Cedis, okay, not dollars.
Hey, we price everything in cedis.
Wow,
and so,
very good.
You know, that's one of the things that gave me a competitive edge in this market and being able to grow this industry is the price.
Yeah.
I had to really do some trial and error, a lot of error in underpricing my services.
Wow.
Even now, when I speak to other aspiring inspectors who want to come in and I explain to them the price, and they're like, I don't know, you know, especially for the level of service, customer support, consulting that we provide, you know, and so definitely we can start at 1,700 cedis, and then depending on the bedrooms, size of the home, if you have a boys' quarters, a pool, solar PV systems, you know, all these other auxiliary components that make up a home, it definitely brings the cost up. Small though, nothing to be intimidating. You know, and a lot of my clients, both local and abroad, are really thankful that they didn't allow their thoughts on it being too expensive to not call and to at least get a quote. And let me know what they have to offer. And I always provide discounting with my services.
Oh, wow.
You know,
well, we like discounts.
My marketing team gets on me all the time because, you know, they approve the invoices before I send them out. And they're like, are you sure about this discount? But, you know, I know one thing is that as long as I provide a good job, and I under-promise and I over-provide, I will always have a place in this market, and the industry will grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, you know, first-time home buyer, it's a new home. Why would I need an inspection? I know the roof is new. I know the plumbing
Yes.
is new. And even a
love it.
valuer, where are you going to get this verifiable data for new property? You know, especially in an area where there's no development. And it's the only property out there. So for both of you, why do I need you and it's a new home as a first-time home buyer?
Yeah, so even if it's on an island, right? We have our methods, especially for a home, residential properties. There's a method that we use in determining the value. It's called the DRC, or depreciated replacement cost method. So there we do an assessment of the land value, and then we do an assessment of the structure that is on it. We take our depreciation, we add the value of the land to the structure, and then we come up with the value, taking into consideration, you know, neighborhood, accessibility, you know, all of that, constructional details, you know, all of that. So yeah, there's a way we come about the value, because we are trained to do that. 6 years training.
Wow.
Wow. And a new home?
Oh my
Why
goodness.
do I need an inspection?
You know, the new construction, I find the most issues, right? Because with a pre-existing home, we expect to find things, right? But for a new construction, with the best construction manager in the market, and we've been doing this for 20 years, you know, I find, you know, the most issues with foundation leveling, electrical arrangements, once again, horizontal runs and plumbing. Oh my gosh, hidden roofs. Oh man, it's such a problem in this market. And so definitely, especially if you're getting a new construction property that you're wanting to purchase, definitely get a home inspector in there to assess it and make sure that they're building the home to spec. I'm finding a lot of times with my clients who are hiring me from the design to development, we're finding when they're putting the footings, some of the footings are missing.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
You know, and so these are things that we definitely need to provide the oversight to these, you know, new construction projects.
Wow, wow. We're having an incredible time with my guests right now, with our EJ, who is a home inspector, and with Abba Amwa, who is a valuer. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to dive deeper into home inspection and home valuation. We'll be right back.
If God is for us, who can be against us? Come join us, count our blessings, for the Lord has been good. It's the Just Born Zoom Lion Annual Thanksgiving Service 2025, brought to you in collaboration with PRWC Trasaco, E-Church of the Church of Pentecost, and the Central Mosque. It's a moment of reflection and gratitude to God, with our fathers of the faith, such as Apostle Dr. Dela Kwampa, Bishop Emeritus Jemsa, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, and the host, Elder Dr. Joseph Senwe Japon. This is coming off on the 8th to 12th December 2025 across all designated centers nationwide, starting at 6 a.m. each morning. You can participate via our online platforms at Zoom Lion Limited and Jospon Group on Facebook and YouTube. Media partners: Metro TV, Pent Media Center, Original TV, and Original FM. Don't be left out.
Well, welcome back to the Homeowners Show, and I'm your host, Hannah Tiase. And I'm here with my awesome guest today, Abba Amwa, who is a valuer and she's also into construction, and she has a real estate school. And EJ, Albert Allen, who is a home inspector, and he has a building school.
Absolutely.
Before we talk about the schools, I have one last question, right? Are there any particular neighborhoods that whenever you do a valuation, you notice that property prices are not going up, or maybe when you do an inspection, you're like, this area is flood prone, and first-time home buyers, I would not suggest it. Either one of you can take this.
For me, not so much the neighborhood, but the developer.
Oh.
There are some developments when I get the call for it, I'm like, oh man.
We already know.
And so we're not gonna name drop,
Yeah,
but
yes.
definitely it's based on the developer.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
not location for you, but Abba, what about for you? Is it more, I'm sure more location or neighborhood? What are you seeing, and what are some, places you would encourage first-time home buyers to buy? Of course, prime areas may not necessarily be the affordable areas like airport, cantonments, etc. But with your experience in valuation, well over a decade, you've seen a lot of the property trends. So where would you say, be cautious when buying in this neighborhood, and then, go for it in this one?
Oh, well, I would say that because of the urban sprawl, like urbanization,
Right.
There's a lot of potential getting to the outskirts of Accra. So we're looking at pockets of, let's say, Oyarifa, places like Ayimensa. When you come to the other side, you're looking at Oyibi, you're looking at Dodowa, you're looking at Pram Pram, right? Even Pokwase, because of the interchange, has brought some value. So these areas have like a good potential in terms of value, because if we're looking at the value of this property, we're looking at affordability, livability, and then the potential for growth in these areas. And so I would recommend these areas any day, any time.
Wow.
Because, sooner than later, these values are going to go up. Yeah.
Oh, so that's a great tip for first-time home buyers. So look to buy in areas where they will be experiencing growth. Yes, but you see, you are a valuer. You can determine those areas. And so what do you look out for? What are some of the telltale signs that, this time next year, this area is going to experience a great growth spurt?
Infrastructure. Pretty much, yeah, and then the demand for those areas. So then road networks, when they are being constructed, or sometimes, government have plans. When some of these plans come up, then you know that there's potential in these areas. And, when, like I'm saying, the road network, the schools, the hospitals, then you know that these are areas that, have high, will have high level of appreciation in the near future.
Awesome. So areas of infrastructure, areas where maybe factories, manufacturing plants are going to, and areas of development that you hear the government talking about as well. That causes it to skyrocket. All right, great. So now, I've noticed that you both have schools. So you have the building Inspector School of Ghana, is that right?
Absolutely.
And you have the Accra School of Real Estate.
That's
okay,
right.
so I'll start with you. Tell me about the school. When did you start it, and what courses do you have to offer, and who can be an inspector?
Wow, great question. Just to start from the top, so far I've certified 13 inspectors in this market.
Wow.
2 women and 11 men. I began the school, I think, 2021.
Okay.
I only offer the class sessions once a quarter.
Okay.
I don't want to have a high influx of inspectors, and the demand really isn't there. A lot of my students have backgrounds in real estate, construction. Some of them come from the medical field. The real requirement that I have is some college experience, 2 years. you know, the ability to communicate well in English, things like that, and to have to be in a healthy condition to even be able to move around the property and to complete the works, bending over, you know, and all those things. And so the school has been really successful. A lot of my students just incorporate into their already services that they provide. Some of them have their own construction company, and now they offer building inspections as part of their product offerings. Once again, we have the course once a quarter. We don't want to put too many inspectors out there, and the demand just isn't really matching that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you mentioned, so there should be sort of an age bracket, because you said there will be a lot of movement and
Absolutely.
going around and that. So what is the ideal age for a home inspector, for somebody who's at home, wants to try a new skill set? What would be the ideal age? Is 55, 60, 70?
There you go.
Not the ideal age, 18? You know, what is the...
Absolutely. I get a lot of young students who call
Okay.
me. And one of the things with being a building inspector is how you present yourself. And sometimes our clients, you know, they're well seasoned, and to have just a really young inspector come in there and they even look at them like, do you own a home? Like, how can you even inspect my home and you look like a boy or, you know, a young lady? So I try to have it, you know, 25 years of age.
Okay.
You know, so that way when they come in with their thorough training and knowledge, they can have a type of confidence as they navigate through the inspection and when they're doing the consulting. Now, as far as the age cap, there's not really one there. I've had people 68 years old
Okay.
say they want to
Depends on
become
their strength.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. It's very. It can be mentally stressful, and so definitely you want to take into account of that as well.
Sure.
So really no age cap, but you know, definitely got to have the ability to perform the job functions and to be able to, you know, do the best job in the field.
Okay, great. So how long did you say the actual course was?
Oh, great.
And how much is the
Oh,
course?
wow.
Do you
Oh,
have
man.
payment plans? Do you have financing options for the courses? Okay, tell us
Absolutely.
about that, and then I'll come to you. And then I want to take some questions from the viewers. We have quite a few questions,
Right.
so I'll let you answer
Yeah.
that. I'll come to you, and then we'll take some questions.
Right, that's right.
Absolutely. So the course is 5 days, 4 days online,
Okay.
from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Thursday, we do in-field training at actual construction sites at 3 different phases of construction. And then we have the final day of texting examination. It's 100 questions. You must pass with a 70 or higher. Right now, I have about a 50% pass rate, completion rate, which is really good. We're not just giving away certifications here.
But do they have a second chance? You know, we need a second chance in life. Do they have a second chance with the examination?
You know, one thing I noticed is the students who didn't pay their own tuition, those are the ones that are not successful.
Oh, wow.
But when you put your money up and you have a vested interest,
Yeah, attach value to it.
and they're in there, they're taking their notes, our examinations are open notes.
Wow.
it's
So you
not-
should be able to pass.
Absolutely,
okay.
absolutely. And the cost of the course is right at about 3,500 CFP.
Oh, very affordable.
Come
Very
on.
affordable.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you. Abba, tell us about the Accra School of Real Estate.
Right.
I don't
right.
think there is a school of real estate, right?
Neither do I.
Yes.
It's
So
the
this
best
is
to the
this
best
is
of
this
my
is
knowledge.
unique.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are some of the courses and why the Accra School of Real Estate?
Yeah, so Accra School of Real Estate, like you rightly said, is a real estate school, not just for brokers, but all real estate enthusiasts, right? And it is a 6 weeks training for people in the real estate space, right? At Accra School of Real Estate, we believe that a combination of, you know, interactive classroom tuition and on-field, like on-site field, you know, work
Wow.
is what the student needs, you know, to be able to practice immediately. Most of the time, we concentrate on classroom work, tuition, and we leave out the practical aspects. But here at the Accra School of Real Estate, we bring practicality. We teach courses like, of course, real estate brokerage, but that's not all. Like I said, we do construction management, facilities management, what else? Branding, marketing, photography.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Yeah, we do all that. We do what else? Some of the courses have escaped me, but essentially we cover most things about real estate. You know,
Right.
we bring classroom knowledge to the field. We bring it together and make sure. In our last class, there is somebody who is into construction. Has
Wow.
been in construction for 20 years.
20 years.
Yep, but he came for the class, the October cohort that just
Wow.
ended, and he found it very informative. He had very good testimonials about the school. So
Wow.
that is and it's under the auspices of the Real Estate Agency Council.
Oh,
and
wow.
So yes, and so we are training people to become professionals in the
Wow,
industry.
wow. I had a chance to browse through the website.
Right.
And I noticed that a lot of your facilitators are actually in real estate.
Oh,
So
of
this is
course.
not just teaching from the book.
Of course.
This is real life experiences, I imagine.
Exactly, practical insight. So we have Dr. Hannah Atiasi, who is a multiple award-winning real estate expert who brings a lot of. Look, it looks like our the facilitators have a combined experience of about 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So there's Hannah, and then of course there's myself, there's Gas Camille, and there's Maurice Awad, you know, and we are in touch with some, you know, international partners in the real estate space in America
Fantastic.
as well. And so this is a good thing. Our next class is in February 2026.
February when? The exact date?
17th.
February 17th, 2026.
20, yes,
Fantastic.
2026, 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so people who are interested should really sign on. Go to www.accraschoolofrealestate.com and apply.
Accraschoolofrealestate.com.
That's
Wow.
right.
So 6
That's
weeks,
right.
you're in the classroom, you're on the field. How much is this course?
For all the knowledge,
Yes, valuable
value.
information.
Actually, by the time we finished for the last cohort, they were like, looks like we owe you.
Come on.
Wow.
Because they got so much value. And so it's 6,000 CDs only for Ghanaians.
Right.
And then 8,000 CDs for
International?
For international.
Okay.
And then there's the online bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you're in the diaspora, you want to join the class, yes, you can. And that is going for 5,000 CDs
Wow.
only.
Wow. So even in the diaspora, you can take the courses and then you can market real estate in
You
Ghana
can,
as well.
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go to our viewers. Thank you, viewers. And please, when you're sending in your questions, let me know your name and your location. All right, so we have, my name is Beauty. Wow, inside Ebri. Please, where are you doing the program in Kumasi? Well, Beauty, the program is in Accra. First time home buyers in Ghana seminar is happening in Accra. At the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on December 13th, Saturday, 9 a.m. prompt. When you invite me to Kumasi, we'll bring it to Kumasi, okay? All right, question from Kofi Amache, right? Amache in Tema. What are the fears associated with first-time home buying in Ghana? Tell us some of the fears.
People don't know where to start from. That's the thing. They don't know how to begin the home buying process.
Right.
And so when you have programs like this, first time home buyers in Ghana, they should all make their way there, you know, and gain insight. So these are some of the fears, and also property prices. A lot of people complain about the fact that it seems property prices are a bit on the high. Some of them are, you know, overpriced and inflated. And like I'm saying, if everybody is to engage the services of a valuer to guide with the price, I think that there would be some, you know, sanity in the system. So these are some
Yes,
fears
I like what Abba said, that, you know, attend seminars. Attend the seminar, continue watching the Homeowners Show, because you see, your fear erodes away and confidence builds when you have information. And then you can make informed decisions, okay? So next question, this is for you, EJ. Kwabna Mike from Tessano. Hi, Kwabna. Please, when can you come to Tessano to train us in home inspection?
Oh,
He
wow.
wants you to come and train him.
Oh, wow. Yes, please, you can reach out on Building Inspectors GH, formally present a request, and then, you know, we'll have a meeting and discuss that, you know.
So say that address again. Is it an email address? Where does he send
It's the website.
The website? Okay.
BuildingInspectorsGH.com.
BuildingInspectorsGH.com. Kwabna, go there. Send a request to have EJ come and teach you home inspection.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. Next question, Linda Safo in OEB. Hi, Linda. My mom's name is Linda. Hi, Linda. And my sister, too. Hi, Linda.
Hey.
Please, if your inspector comes to inspect my property before I buy, and a few days it collapses on me, who should compensate me? EJ, we're going to leave this. Who is going to compensate Linda?
Oh, man, very good question. Not the inspector, but
Well, the inspector said he has insurance, so file a claim, Linda.
please, I beg. You know, definitely we will find the telltale signs, red flags, to where if we think a potential collapse can happen, we will definitely identify that in the official report. I had a client that had some telltale signs that the water intrusion from the roof not being properly damp proof was going to cause the POP ceiling to collapse.
Oh, wow.
And it did.
Oh.
And so a skilled inspector will be able to see those red flags. We'll be able to see those deficiencies to let you know, hey, potential failure can occur. Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Madam, please, Razak Atta in Tamale. Hey, Razak, how is Tamale? And we are watching you live. I love the show. It's very educative. Thank you so much, and we love that you're watching it. Invite everybody to tune in with you every Saturday, okay?
Right.
Thanks so much, Razak. All right, first-time home ownership shouldn't be based on inspection of the property. Secondly, valuation of a property isn't based on infrastructure, but data-driven based on sales of previous similar properties and current market value. Please, where do we locate you?
So our office is at West Legon, 2 Johnny Owu Street. If you key it in, it will bring you. And you can reach us also on telephone number 0597 111 222 or info@bdzproperties.com. BDZ as in B for boy, D for dog, Z for zebra. bdzproperties.com.
All right, final one here. Government should introduce first-time homeowners program like government subsidies for down payment. I agree with you 1,010%. What is your comment on this? And then we'll take your final words and wrap it up. You didn't tell me your name, so I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for this comment.
As far as any type of program that will help assist first-time buyers, especially in the Ghana market, is most needed. So definitely, I hope that legislation pass and these things get presented so that we can definitely take the steps towards incorporating.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we need to wrap up for tonight. Abba, give us your final words, and then EJ, your final words.
So
First-time home buyer watching you, what are you going to tell them tonight?
So there are processes involved in buying a home, especially for the first time. So engage professionals. For me, that is what I would say. Use the valuer to assess the cost of the property. Use the lawyer to find out, do a search on the property, whether lands commission, whether courts. Usually people don't do the court search, but it's very important. Once you're done verifying ownership, a lands commission or the authorizing body, whether it's State Housing or Lands Commission, you have to do the court search. Use the building inspector by all means to make sure there are no defects in the building.
Fantastic.
So use professionals. It will save you a great deal.
Use
don't talk about the
professionals.
Don't think about the 1,700 or the 0.5%, because at the end of the day, it's going to save you a lot more.
Thank
So
you.
use the professionals.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Use the professionals. 30 seconds.
For me, contact Building Inspectors of Ghana 020-278-7995. Submit a service request on our website, buildinginspectorsgh.com. Definitely, whether you're in the design stage, buying a pre-existing or a new construction home, or you're buying into these high-rise developments that right now are trending and has the whole diaspora in an uproar. Please, please, please do your due diligence. Hire a building inspector to get in there, list those deficiencies, so that way you have a peace of mind about what you're purchasing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to my guests for being here tonight. And I will say, make sure you join us at the First Time Home Buyers in Ghana seminar that is happening on December 13th, Saturday, 9 a.m. prompt at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Whether you're buying today or in 10 years, the key thing is to get the necessary information. Build your knowledge bank so that you'll be a confident buyer when the time comes. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Homeowner Show. We're here every Saturday, 6 p.m. right here on Metro TV. I'll see you next week.
Join us